The Bible warns us that God's people, Christians, are still in bondage to Mystery Babylon. Why would the Bible warn us and tell us to come out of her, my people, and yet not identify what we're supposed to come out from? The Bible does teach clearly what Christians need to come out from. According to the Bible, Mystery Babylon is a city. It's a city that has influence over all the inhabitants of the world. If we put Revelation 18 into perspective and we follow along with all the descriptions of the city, we will find that this city fits perfectly with the Vatican, the Catholic Church, the Roman Catholic Church of Rome. The prophecies of the book of Revelation, and especially chapter 18, fit perfectly with this city. Throughout the centuries, many have identified Mystery Babylon with Rome, including major Bible dictionaries and influential leaders who have written about this, including the famous book, A Woman Rides the Beast. The author in this book tells us that all compelling evidence falls on the Roman Catholic Church. There have been very influential people that in history have taught us that it is not Rome. And they have been incorrect in this because the prophecies do not fit when they apply Mystery Babylon, for example, to the United States of America. Even great men of God, like David Wilkerson, taught that Mystery Babylon was the United States. And there are currently many that teach the same thing. If the Roman Catholic Church or Vatican City is the city that is mentioned in Revelation 17 and 18, then we have a huge problem on our hands. What influence does the Roman Catholic Church have over all the inhabitants of the earth? One of the strongest influences that Rome has over all the inhabitants of the earth is that most denominations are Trinitarian, the same as the Catholic Church. When you talk about the Baptist, Church of Christ, Presbyterian, Episcopal, and down the line, most of these denominations are Trinitarian. Even Messianic Jews have swallowed the pill and also believe in the Trinity. There are many famous Jews that are Christian that defend the Trinity blindly without really looking at its origin. Yes, my friend, God is calling all denominations, all Christians within those denominations to come out of Mystery Babylon. How do you come out of it? By renouncing its doctrine. Mystery Babylon's number one doctrine is the Trinity. And if you want to come out of Babylon, you must renounce the Trinity, which is a false teaching that has occultic origins. Another influence of the Roman Catholic Church or Mystery Babylon on all the inhabitants of the earth is that it calls for unity between all denominations and religions. And if we are to come out of Babylon, if we are to be God's people, we must renounce the ecumenical movement and all attempts to unite with Mystery Babylon, which is still an idolatrous religion that upholds the Mother of God, the Virgin Mary, as being co-redemptress and being a spiritual entity that appears to the world every single year. Even our most beloved Christian singers and performers are advocating unity with the mother of harlots, the Roman Catholic Church. Some of our most popular churches, mega churches, are also promoting unity with Rome. And they advocate that the man of sin that sits on the throne, pretending to be God, is a friend of Christianity, a friend of the Christians. And this is the biggest lie ever told. Revelation chapter 18 tells us to come out of her, my people, and be not partakers of her sins. What sins is the Bible referring to? Well, if you look at the history of Rome, you will find that Rome has persecuted and murdered more Christians than anyone else on the face of the earth. So one of the biggest sins of Mystery Babylon is the persecution and murder of true Bible-believing Christians. One of the identifying markers for Rome is found in chapter 18, where it says that she sits as a queen and she lives out of her delicacies, and it describes down to a T the colors and the things that Mystery Babylon is involved with. And one of the most strongest identifiers is that she's involved in the business of souls. And if you look through history, Rome has always been involved in the selling of souls and the making of money with the souls of men that have departed from here. The Bible says that by her sorceries were all nations deceived. Does Rome practice sorcery? Does it have any kind of occultic teachings that deceive the world? The answer is yes. Too many for me to number right now. But I will tell you this. The deception of Rome is all over the world with the prophecies and the apparitions of Fatima, or the Lady of Guadalupe, or the Virgin Mary, or on and on, the appearances of this mysterious goddess all over the world. In order to come out of Mystery Babylon, we must renounce every single doctrine that is coming from the Roman Catholic Church. And the number one doctrine, again I repeat, is the Trinity doctrine. So many denominations call themselves Trinitarians, but they have been deceived. We're calling you out, Christian. If you are really a son or daughter of the Most High, if you are a true Christian, go back to the scriptures and study. Go back into history and find out if what I am saying is true. The strongest influence over the world right now is the Trinity doctrine, and the influence of the man of sin as being a popular figure and one that everyone advocates we should work with because he is a Christian. But the Bible teaches that this is a deception.